In the soft glow of early spring, the world was beginning to stir from its long winter slumber. Along the edge of a vast, whispering forest, where the trees bowed gently to the breeze and the river sang its endless song, lived a young mole named Emberpaw. Emberpaw was no ordinary mole. Unlike his kin who were content to burrow and tunnel in the dark earth, Emberpaw possessed a restless heart, a yearning for something beyond the safety of his familiar tunnels. His thick brown fur was often dusted with soil, and his keen eyes sparkled with curiosity, reflecting the flickering light of the world above. That morning, as the first rays of sunlight pierced through the dense canopy, Emberpaw awoke with a sense of excitement he could not explain. The air was crisp and carried the scent of blooming wildflowers and fresh earth. He stretched his short limbs and blinked against the brightening sky, feeling the call of adventure whispering on the breeze. For weeks, Emberpaw had been working tirelessly to clean his humble underground home. With broom and brush, dust and cobwebs had been banished from every corner. Yet, as he finished the last sweep, a strange feeling of dissatisfaction settled in his chest. He looked around at the spotless walls and tidy shelves but could not shake the restless stirring deep within. Enough of this, he muttered to himself, flinging down his brush with a flourish. The earth beneath my feet may be familiar, but the world beyond calls to me. Without a second thought, Emberpaw scurried up the narrow tunnel that led to the surface. As he pushed through the last layer of soil, he blinked into the dazzling light of day. The forest stretched endlessly before him, a tapestry of vibrant greens, bursting buds, and glittering streams. He paused, nose twitching, drinking in the chorus of birdsong and the rustle of leaves. The sun's warmth caressed his fur, and for the first time in his young life, Emberpaw felt truly alive. Emboldened, he ventured farther from his burrow, his little paws patting softly on the carpet of moss and wild grass. The forest was a symphony of scents and sounds, the sweet perfume of honeysuckle, the distant chatter of squirrels, and the gentle rush of the river nearby. As he wandered, Emberpaw came upon a small clearing where an elderly hare stood watchfully by a wooden gate. The hare's fur was flecked with silver, and his eyes held the wisdom of many seasons. "Hold up there, young traveler," the hare said in a gravelly voice. "6 leaves to pass beyond this gate." Emberpaw stopped, confused. 6 leaves. I'm just exploring." Before the mole could reply, a sharp voice interrupted. A sprightly field mouse dashed by, laughing, "Onion leaves, onion sauce. Pay up or move along." The hare sighed and shook his head, but the mouse was gone, leaving Emberpaw feeling both amused and bewildered. Shrugging off the odd encounter, Emberpaw continued toward the riverbank. There, his eyes widened in wonder at the sight of a broad, shimmering river that twisted through the landscape like a silver serpent. The water gleamed in the sun, alive with darting fish and splashes of playful otters. Emberpaw had never seen anything so magnificent. Mesmerized, he crept closer to the edge, his reflection wavering in the gentle ripples. Suddenly, a voice called out from the water's edge. "Hello there. You look like someone who could use a friend." Turning, Emberpaw saw a sleek creature emerging from the reeds, a water vole named River Mist. His fur was sleek and dark, eyes sparkling with warmth and mischief. "Would you like to join me for a trip down the river?" Rivermist asked, gesturing toward a small, blue boat bobbing gently on the water. Emberpaw hesitated. "I've never been on a boat before." "Then today is your lucky day." Rivermist chuckled, helping Emberpaw aboard. As the boat glided smoothly away from shore, Emberpaw felt a thrill of exhilaration. The river carried them past blooming banks, beneath ancient trees, and into a world of sparkling light and gentle breezes. "Messing about in boats is the best way to enjoy life," Rivermist said thoughtfully. "Nothing quite beats the freedom of the river." Emberpaw smiled, feeling his worries melt away with the ripples beneath him. But as the boat rounded a bend, an unexpected snag caught the hull. With a sudden jolt, Emberpaw tumbled backward, landing at the bottom of the boat in a tangle of limbs. Rivermist laughed heartily, helping his new friend to his feet. "No adventure worth having comes without a few bumps," he said. "Are you ready for many more?" Emberpaw nodded eagerly, his heart alight with the promise of new friendships, new discoveries, and the wide, wild world waiting just beyond the riverbank. The morning sun filtered softly through the branches as Emberpaw and Rivermist drifted gently down the river, the boat cutting a lazy path through the calm water. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming willows and the distant hum of busy insects. Emberpaw's heart still raced from the excitement of his first boat ride, but now curiosity tugged at him. "Rivermist," he began hesitantly, "what lies beyond the river bend? Where does this water take us?" Rivermist's eyes twinkled with a mysterious gleam. "Ah, beyond the bend is a place not many have seen, Willow Hollow. It's a secret sanctuary where the oldest trees whisper ancient tales, and magic still lingers in the air." Emberpaw leaned forward, intrigued. "Magic? Really?" "Indeed," said Rivermist, lowering his voice as if sharing a precious secret. "There are old legends passed down through generations of a hidden glade where the spirits of the forest gather. Some say it holds the power to heal, others say it guards the gateway to another world." The mole's imagination soared. He pictured shimmering lights, dancing shadows, and the soft murmur of unseen voices carried on the breeze. As they neared the bend, the river narrowed and the canopy above thickened, casting cool shadows over the water. The boat slipped silently beneath tangled willow branches that dipped like fingers into the stream. Suddenly, a flash of movement caught Emberpaw's eye, a graceful heron poised like a statue on a mossy log, its sharp eyes watching their passage. "Willow Hollow is a place of peace, but also of mystery," Rivermist whispered. "Not all who enter find what they seek." Emberpaw swallowed hard but nodded. Adventure had always meant stepping into the unknown. As the boat rounded the final bend, they came upon a clearing bathed in golden light. Towering willows stood like ancient sentinels, their leaves shimmering with a silvery glow. The air felt charged, alive with energy. From the shadows emerged a figure, a badger, tall and sturdy, with a coat mottled like the forest floor. His eyes were kind but held the weight of many years. "Welcome, Rivermist, and your new friend, the badger rumbled. I am Thornclaw, guardian of Willow Hollow. Emberpaw bowed politely, heart pounding with both respect and awe. Thornclaw smiled. You've come at a special time. The balance of the forest is shifting, and dark forces stir beyond the hills. We must be vigilant. What sort of forces? Emberpaw asked, a chill running down his spine. Shadows that seek to consume the light, to unravel the harmony of our home, Thornclaw replied gravely. But there is hope. Together, friends like you and Rivermist can protect the magic that sustains us all. Emberpaw glanced at Rivermist, who nodded encouragingly. Suddenly, a soft rustling echoed from the nearby thicket. A sleek figure darted forward, a fiery-eyed fox with a mischievous grin. Did someone mention dark forces? Sounds like my kind of fun, the fox chuckled, flicking his bushy tail. Name's Ashfur. I've been tracking strange happenings near the old oak. Emberpaw felt a surge of excitement mixed with nervousness. The peaceful days he'd imagined were already giving way to something greater, a quest, a purpose. As the sun dipped lower, casting long shadows over Willow Hollow, Emberpaw realized this was only the beginning of a grand adventure. With new friends by his side, he was ready to face whatever mysteries and dangers lay ahead. The twilight deepened over Willow Hollow, wrapping the ancient trees in a cloak of violet and gold. Emberpaw's paws barely made a sound on the soft moss as he followed Thornclaw and Ashfur along a narrow, winding path that led deeper into the forest's heart. Old Oak Grove lies beyond this ridge, Thornclaw said quietly. It's a sacred place, once a haven for all creatures. But lately, strange things have been happening there. Ashfur's sharp eyes darted ahead, flicking back to Emberpaw with a sly grin. Dark shapes creeping through the shadows, eerie whispers on the wind. I've tracked flickers of unnatural light. Something's waking. Emberpaw's chest tightened. The magic and peace he'd imagined seemed suddenly fragile, vulnerable to an unseen threat. They reached the ridge just as the last rays of sun slipped below the horizon. Below, the old oak grove spread out a tangled sea of gnarled branches, massive trunks crowned with twisted leaves that seemed to shiver in a breeze Emberpaw couldn't feel. Suddenly, a low growl rumbled through the air. From behind a great oak stepped a figure cloaked in midnight black, a mysterious badger whose eyes glowed faintly with an otherworldly light. I am Nightshade, the figure intoned, voice deep and echoing. The guardian turned sentinel, watching the balance between light and shadow. Thornclaw tensed but bowed his head. Nightshade, what news do you bring? The shadows grow restless, Nightshade said gravely. An ancient power, long dormant beneath the roots of the old oak, stirs once more. If left unchecked, it could unravel the very fabric of our forest. Ashfur stepped forward, tail flicking nervously. What must we do? Nightshade's eyes locked on Emberpaw. The awakening calls for a heart brave and true. You, Emberpaw, have been chosen by the forest itself. You must seek the 3 lost seeds, sacred relics hidden in the furthest corners of Willow Hollow. Only with their power can the darkness be contained. Emberpaw swallowed hard, feeling the weight of destiny settle on his young shoulders. But beware, Nightshade warned, the journey will be perilous. Creatures twisted by shadow lurk in the deep woods, and the path is shrouded in ancient enchantments. Rivermist stepped beside Emberpaw, placing a reassuring paw on his shoulder. You won't be alone. We'll face this together. A sudden rustle startled them. From the underbrush leapt a fleet-footed squirrel named Bramble, eyes bright and full of mischief. I heard everything. Count me in. No dark magic's gonna scare this little nut, Bramble declared with a grin. The band of friends gathered beneath the towering oaks, their resolve firming like the roots beneath their feet. Emberpaw's heart pounded with a mix of fear and excitement. His quiet world had erupted into a grand adventure filled with ancient magic, daunting foes, and the promise of friendship stronger than any shadow. As moonlight spilled through the canopy, casting silver beams over the grove, the quest for the lost seeds began. The night in Willow Hollow was alive with whispers, soft, sibilant voices that seemed to slither through the trees, carrying secrets only the brave dared to hear. Emberpaw and his friends had set camp near the edge of the old oak grove, the air thick with anticipation and an unsettling chill. As Emberpaw poked the glowing embers of their campfire, his eyes darted to the dark woods beyond the flickering light. Do you really think the lost seeds will be so hard to find? He asked quietly. Rivermist, ever calm, replied, they were hidden long ago by the ancients to protect the forest from darkness. Each seed is guarded by a trial, a test of courage, wisdom, and heart. Ashfur's fiery gaze cut through the shadows. And twisted creatures corrupted by shadow magic stalk the woods, hunting anyone who dares seek the seeds. Suddenly, a chill breeze stirred the leaves, and from the darkness emerged a figure cloaked in tattered robes, a mysterious owl with eyes like burning embers. I am Orin, keeper of the first trial, the owl said, voice echoing like a haunting melody. To claim the first lost seed, you must confront your deepest fears within the labyrinth of echoes. Emberpaw's heart hammered. A labyrinth. Orin nodded solemnly. Yes. Within its winding paths, illusions and shadows will prey on your mind. Only those who face their fears without faltering shall pass. Without hesitation, Emberpaw stepped forward. I will do it. For the forest. One by one, Rivermist, Ashfur, and Bramble prepared to enter the labyrinth alongside him. As they crossed the threshold, the world shifted. The comforting glow of firelight vanished, replaced by twisting corridors of shadow and eerie silence. Whispers echoed from unseen corners, calling doubts and memories long buried. Emberpaw felt the air grow heavy, and suddenly, the ground beneath him seemed to dissolve into swirling mist. Shapes formed, twisted shadows of his past mistakes and fears, the loneliness of his burrow, the fear of being abandoned, the uncertainty of the future. Face me, a voice hissed, or be lost forever. Emberpaw's paws trembled, but he steadied his breath. I am Emberpaw, and I will not run from my fears. With that, the shadows wavered and dissolved, revealing a glowing path forward. Meanwhile, Rivermist confronted illusions of loss and failure, Ashfur faced fiery visions of betrayal, and Bramble grappled with shadows of doubt. Hours passed like moments until the four emerged, exhausted but victorious, clutching a brilliant seed glowing with emerald light. The owl appeared once more. You have passed the first trial. But this is only the beginning. The darkness grows stronger. Prepare yourselves. As dawn painted the sky in hues of rose and gold, Emberpaw felt a newfound strength rise within him. The path ahead was fraught with danger, but with friends beside him and courage in his heart, he was ready to face whatever the forest and fate had in store. The sun climbed higher, casting sharp rays through the thick canopy of Willow Hollow. Emberpaw and his friends, clutching the glowing emerald seed, pressed onward toward the next challenge. Their breaths came steady but cautious, for the forest had grown darker, the air heavier, as if it itself sensed the rising threat. Suddenly, the peaceful sounds of birdsong were shattered by an ear-splitting screech. From the shadows exploded a horde of twisted, shadow-warped creatures, snarling wolves with glowing red eyes and matted fur that seemed to flicker between solid and mist. Ambush! Ashfur shouted, baring his sharp teeth as he darted forward to confront the pack. Emberpaw's heart pounded, adrenaline flooding his veins. Stick together, he called, as Rivermist pushed the boat they'd found earlier onto the riverbank, hoping to use the water to their advantage. The pack closed in fast, jaws snapping, claws tearing at roots and leaves. Bramble leapt nimbly onto a low branch, firing acorns with deadly precision at the advancing wolves. Ashfur fought fiercely, his fiery eyes blazing, slashing through the shadow beasts with swift, precise strikes. Rivermist summoned a rush of river water with a powerful splash, sending several attackers tumbling backward. Emberpaw, small but quick, darted between the larger creatures, distracting them and buying time for his friends. Just when it seemed they might be overwhelmed, a sudden flare of light burst from the emerald seed in Emberpaw's paw. A brilliant shield of shimmering energy erupted, pushing the wolves back with a force that rippled through the clearing. The creatures hissed and retreated into the dark woods, unwilling to face the radiant power. Breathing heavily, the friends regrouped. That seed is more powerful than I imagined, Rivermist said, awe in his voice. But it's also a beacon, Thornclaw's voice echoed from the trees. The darkness knows you have it now. They will come again. Emberpaw looked at his glowing prize, a symbol of hope and danger intertwined. Then we must move quickly. The next seed awaits, and with it, the fate of Willow Hollow. The group hurried deeper into the forest, the weight of their recent battle still heavy in their hearts. The emerald seed pulsed gently in Emberpaw's paw, its light a beacon amidst the encroaching shadows. According to the legends, Thornclaw explained as he led them along a narrow, winding path, the second lost seed lies hidden in the forgotten grove, a place where time itself seems to slow, and memories linger like mist. Emberpaw glanced nervously at the towering trees, their twisted branches forming eerie shapes against the dimming light. As they approached the entrance to the grove, a sudden chill swept through the air. Whispered voices, barely audible, floated on the breeze, calling to each of them. "Stay close," Rivermist warned, his eyes scanning the shadows. Suddenly, the ground trembled. From beneath the roots of an ancient tree, a colossal figure emerged, the spirit of the grove, a majestic stag with antlers entwined in glowing vines and eyes shimmering like stars. "I am Silvarus," the spirit intoned. "To claim the seed you seek, you must prove your worth by confronting the memories you fear to face." Without warning, the grove transformed. The trees seemed to shift, and the friends found themselves separated, each enveloped in a personal vision. Emberpaw faced a memory of loneliness the day he left his burrow, uncertain if he'd ever find belonging. Tears welled in his eyes as he relived moments of doubt and fear. But then a warm light appeared the faces of his friends, their smiles reminding him that he was never truly alone. Emberpaw's heart swelled with courage, and the vision faded. Rivermist confronted his past failure, the loss of a dear friend to the river's treacherous currents. He struggled with guilt and regret, but a gentle current of forgiveness soothed his soul. Ashfur battled a vision of betrayal, seeing old allies turn against him. Anger flared, but he learned to let go, embracing trust once more. Bramble faced his fear of insignificance, worried that his small size made him useless. He realized that even the smallest creature could change the course of events. Reunited, the friends found Silvarus waiting, the second seed glowing bright in his antlers. "You have passed the trial of memories," Silvarus said solemnly. "But the darkness grows bolder. Prepare for the final challenge." As the group left the grove, a distant howl echoed through the trees, a grim reminder that their journey was far from over. The forest grew colder as Emberpaw and his friends ventured toward the third and final lost seed. The air was thick with anticipation, and something darker, unseen but deeply felt, followed their every step. Thornclaw's deep voice broke the silence. "The last seed rests beyond the veil of shadows, a place where the very wind carries whispers of forgotten sorrows." Emberpaw shivered but nodded resolutely. "We have come too far to turn back now." As they approached the edge of the veil, a thick fog rolled in, swirling like living spirits around the gnarled trees. The friends linked paws and claws, steadying one another. Suddenly, ethereal voices rose from the mist, soft at first, then louder, calling out memories long buried and secrets best left alone. Emberpaw's mind was flooded with visions of lost loved ones and painful choices. Rivermist glimpsed moments of self-doubt, Ashfur saw shadows of past failures, and Bramble felt the weight of isolation. But the friends pressed onward, their bond strengthening with each step. Suddenly, the fog parted to reveal a towering figure cloaked in shadow, an ancient spirit named Nocturnus, the keeper of the veil. "No one may claim the final seed without facing the truth within their own heart," Nocturnus intoned, his voice echoing like the rustling wind. Emberpaw stepped forward bravely. "I am ready." The friends were engulfed in swirling shadows, transported to a place between worlds, a mirror realm reflecting their deepest fears and desires. Emberpaw found himself alone in a dark forest, the path behind him vanished. A chilling voice whispered, "You are unworthy. You will fail." But remembering the courage of his friends and the strength within, Emberpaw lit a small flame from his heart's core. The light banished the shadows, revealing a radiant seed suspended in midair. Reunited, the friends grasped the final seed, its light merging with the others in a brilliant glow. Nocturnus nodded solemnly. "You have triumphed over darkness both within and without. The balance of Willow Hollow is restored." As dawn broke, the friends returned to their world, forever changed. The journey had tested them beyond their limits, but their friendship, courage, and hope had prevailed. The light of the three lost seeds shimmered like stars in Emberpaw's paw, yet a shadow lingered in the depths of Willow Hollow, darker and more sinister than ever before. Returning to Thornclaw's den, the friends shared their victories, but unease gnawed at them all. "We've won the trials, but the true battle is just beginning," Thornclaw warned, his voice low and grim. Suddenly, a sharp crack echoed from the entrance. The fox Ashfur's ears pricked up. "Someone's coming," he growled. Through the doorway slipped a sleek figure, a cunning weasel named Vex, whose smile didn't reach his cold eyes. "I hear you've been busy," Vex said smoothly. "But not everyone in the forest welcomes change." Emberpaw narrowed his eyes. "What do you want, Vex?" With a sly grin, Vex revealed a dark truth: "I serve the Shadow Council. They see your little quest as a threat. And there are those closer to you than you realize, who would betray the forest for power." Gasps echoed. Rivermist stepped forward. "Betrayal? Among us?" Vex's grin widened. "Watch your backs. The greatest danger is not the creatures lurking outside, but the secrets hiding within." That night, as the friends camped beneath the ancient oaks, Emberpaw's thoughts churned. Trust was fragile, and the shadow of betrayal loomed. Suddenly, Bramble disappeared. Panic surged through the group. Frantically, they followed faint footprints toward the misty swamp, the last place Bramble was seen. There, amidst twisted trees and glowing will-o'-the-wisps, they found a hidden clearing where Bramble faced Vex, torn between loyalty and fear. "I never wanted this," Bramble whispered, eyes wide with guilt. "They threatened my family." Emberpaw stepped forward, heart pounding. "We're stronger together. We can fight the darkness, but only if we trust one another." Bramble's resolve returned, and with a fierce spark, he joined his friends. United, the friends prepared to face the Shadow Council, their bonds forged in light, ready to confront the encroaching darkness threatening Willow Hollow. The forest of Willow Hollow had never felt so tense. Whispers of dark magic and unseen enemies swept through the trees like a chilling wind. Emberpaw and his companions knew that the Shadow Council's grip was tightening, and the time for waiting was over. As dawn broke, the friends gathered near the river's edge, the only passage to the ancient fortress known as Shadow's Pier, where the council was said to convene in secret. Thornclaw unfurled an ancient map, its edges worn and faded. "This is our path," he said, tracing a jagged line through dark woods and treacherous swamps. "We must reach Shadow's Pier before the next moon rises, or all hope will be lost." Rivermist adjusted his pack, eyes scanning the horizon. "The Shadow Council's scouts patrol these lands. We must be careful." Ashfur, ever restless, sharpened his claws. "Let them come. I'm ready." Emberpaw felt a mixture of fear and determination knotting in his chest. "Together, we face whatever comes." The journey begins. Their journey took them through dense thickets where sunlight barely pierced the canopy. The scent of damp earth mixed with the metallic tang of magic hung heavy. Strange symbols, glowing faintly, marked the tree's wards set by the Shadow Council to warn or trap intruders. At one point, they encountered a bridge made of twisted roots spanning a deep chasm. As Emberpaw stepped onto it, the roots writhed beneath his paws, almost alive. Suddenly, the bridge began to unravel. Emberpaw froze mid-step, but Rivermist lunged forward, grabbing his friend's paw and pulling him to safety. "That was no accident," Rivermist hissed. "They are watching." Ambushed in the mist. As twilight descended, a dense fog enveloped the group. From within the swirling mist emerged ghostly figures, twisted forms of animals consumed by shadow magic. Their eyes glowed with malice, and their snarls echoed through the night. The friends fought valiantly. Ashfur darted between foes, teeth flashing. Rivermist summoned torrents of river water to knock enemies back. Thornclaw used his powerful claws to shred through the darkness, and Emberpaw, small but fierce, used his speed and cunning to outmaneuver attackers. But the battle was relentless. Exhausted, the group retreated to a hidden glade where a faint light flickered. The Oracle's guidance. In the glade stood an ancient tree, its bark etched with runes. From its hollow emerged a figure cloaked in shimmering robes, the Oracle of the Forest. "You carry the light of hope, but shadows linger within," the Oracle whispered. "To defeat the Council, you must unlock the power of the seeds, unite their magic and awaken the heart of the forest." Emberpaw stepped forward, clutching the 3 glowing seeds. "How do we do that?" The Oracle's eyes gleamed. "Journey to the crystal cavern beneath the Elder Mountain. There, the seeds will merge and unleash their true power. But beware, the path is guarded by ancient trials, and the Council's forces grow stronger. A bond forged in fire." That night, under a sky thick with stars, the friends renewed their vows. Their friendship was their greatest weapon. "Whatever comes, we stand together," Emberpaw said, voice steady. Rivermist nodded, Ashfur growled softly, Bramble's eyes shone with determination, and Thornclaw's presence radiated strength. The path ahead was perilous, but their hearts burned bright with hope. The journey to Elder Mountain was fraught with challenges: jagged cliffs, swirling mists, and the ever-present sense of unseen eyes watching their every move. Emberpaw and his friends pressed on, guided by the Oracle's cryptic words and the radiant glow of the 3 lost seeds. As they reached the mountain's base, A great cavern yawned before them, the crystal cavern. Its walls sparkled with countless facets, reflecting the seed's light in dazzling rainbows. "Stay close," Thornclaw warned, stepping into the shimmering darkness. Inside, the cavern twisted and turned, filled with shifting illusions designed to test mind and spirit. Echoes of laughter, sorrow, and fear danced along the crystalline walls, disorienting even the most steadfast. Trial of courage. Suddenly, the path split. From the darkness emerged shadowy figures, reflections of their deepest fears. Emberpaw faced his loneliness, memories of doubt and abandonment threatened to overwhelm him. But with a deep breath, he reminded himself of his friends and their shared purpose. With each step forward, his confidence grew, and the shadows faded. Trial of wisdom. Rivermist found himself trapped in a maze of glowing runes, puzzles that twisted and changed with every attempt. His calm mind pieced together the clues, unraveling the ancient magic to find a true path. Trial of heart. Ashfur and Bramble confronted illusions of betrayal and insignificance, but their bond and trust in one another saw them through. The heart awakens. At the cavern's center, the three lost seeds floated above a crystalline pedestal. As Emberpaw placed them together, a burst of light filled the cavern. The heart of the forest awakened. A warm, pulsating energy surged through the friends, empowering them with the strength to confront the Shadow Council. The day had finally come. Beneath a sky roiling with storm clouds, Emberpaw and his comrades stood before the towering gates of Shadow's Pier, an ancient fortress carved from black stone, wrapped in creeping shadows and guarded by dark magic. The heart of the forest pulsed brightly in Emberpaw's paw, its radiant energy casting long beams of light that pushed back the encroaching darkness. "Together, we are the forest's hope," Thornclaw said, voice steady as he raised his claws in solidarity. Suddenly, the gates thundered open, and a tide of shadow warriors poured forth, twisted creatures of smoke and malice, eyes burning with hatred. Ashfur led the charge, his fiery claws raking through the front lines, while Rivermist summoned torrents of water that crashed like thunder against the enemy. Emberpaw darted between foes, small but swift, striking with precision and heart. Bramble used his speed and cunning to flank enemies, disorienting them with sudden attacks. But the Shadow Council was no ordinary foe. From the fortress emerged Vex, cloaked in darkness, wielding a staff crackling with corrupt magic. "You think you can challenge us?" Vex sneered. "The forest will fall." The battle raged, fierce and unrelenting. Emberpaw felt the power of the heart surge within him, shielding friends from deadly blows and bolstering their strength. At a desperate moment, Thornclaw was struck down, his powerful form collapsing to the ground. Emberpaw's heart clenched, fury and determination igniting within him. "Not today!" Emberpaw cried, unleashing a brilliant wave of light that shattered the shadow warriors. Vex recoiled, but then summoned a storm of dark energy, hurling it toward Emberpaw. Rivermist leapt, intercepting the blast with a shield of swirling water, absorbing the attack but collapsing in exhaustion. With a final, unified effort, Emberpaw and his friends combined the power of the three lost seeds. A dazzling beam of pure light erupted, enveloping shadows peer in radiant energy that dissolved the shadows and shattered the council's hold. The fortress trembled and crumbled, its dark magic fading like a nightmare at dawn. The first rays of sunlight pierced through the shattered remnants of Shadow's Pier, casting golden light over the fallen fortress and the quiet forest beyond. The battle was over, and with it, the dark shadow that had threatened Willow Hollow had finally lifted. Emberpaw stood amidst the ruins, the heart of the forest glowing softly in his paws. Around him, river mist, ash fir, bramble, and the recovering thornclaw gathered weary but triumphant. Together, we have saved our home, Emberpaw said, voice filled with quiet pride. But this victory is just the beginning. The forest will always need guardians. Thornclaw rose slowly, placing a heavy paw on Emberpaw's shoulder. You have grown beyond all expectation, young one. The courage and heart you showed have rekindled the spirit of Willow Hollow. Rivermist smiled warmly. Our friendship is our greatest strength. We faced fear, betrayal, and darkness, and we came through stronger. Ashfur's eyes gleamed with fierce joy. And there's so much more to explore, protect, and cherish. Bramble nodded, his usual mischief softened by the weight of their journey. We're a team. No matter what comes next. As they turned to leave the ruins, a gentle breeze swept through the trees, carrying with it the scent of blooming flowers and fresh beginnings. The forest seemed to breathe again, alive with hope. Emberpaw paused, looking back at the heart of the forest, now a beacon shining bright above them all. He knew that challenges would come again, but with his friends by his side, there was nothing they couldn't face. The story of Emberpaw and his companions had become legend, a tale of courage, friendship, and the enduring power of light over shadow. Title: Emberpaw and the Heart of Willow Hollow, a tale of friendship and light. Description: In the mystical forest of Willow Hollow, a young mole named Emberpaw embarks on a perilous journey to save his home from encroaching darkness. Guided by newfound friends, a clever water vole, a fierce fox, a nimble squirrel, and a wise badger, Emberpaw must seek out 3 ancient lost seeds hidden within enchanted trials. Facing shadows of fear, betrayal, and doubt, they discover that courage and friendship are the greatest powers of all. Join Emberpaw and his companions as they battle the sinister Shadow Council in the epic Battle of Shadow's Pier, and witness the dawn of a new light that rekindles hope and harmony in their world. An enchanting story of bravery, unity, and the enduring magic of nature.